Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Thanks for being here. Hope that you're doing well and welcome to a new day of your life. And I want to talk to you today about a topic that I think will touch the hearts of lots of you. And I hope that you take it in the right way that I'm discussing it, because it's a topic that it's about how you are your own worst critic, and some ideas for how you might be able to lift yourself from that and stop sabotaging yourself in your 60s. Now, this has been a really challenging couple of years, and I know that we've spent a lot of time by ourselves reflecting, considering, thinking about what makes us, real, what makes us authentic. And maybe we've uncovered some things that, that we want to change, or that we feel are just holding us back. But Christine Field, one of our bloggers, wrote this article, which I think it touches this subject so beautifully, and I encourage you to read the article, because what she's saying is basically, if you often feel that the world is really out to get you, that people are there to criticize, and there's lots of just a lot of negativity around you, that looking in the mirror is your answer, because that's where it starts. You are your own worst critic. And I know there's probably been lots of people who have talked about this, but I want to kind of take the angle of an older woman, because I think there are some things that we can change. And they're pretty straightforward, but they do require that you get a cup of tea or coffee and you sit down and you listen and you just relax about it, because some of the ideas could be perceived as requests to change something, or even criticism of an approach that you're taking. And I mean that criticism in the most positive way, that it's just we all want each other here at 60andMe to be healthy and happy and, abundant and, just doing well and being happy in our 60s. And so anything that holds us back is important. So Christine talks about, I think 5 or 6 different things here that you might notice in yourself, things that you can identify with, that you might be able to shift or change the perception on. The first thing is that you set a low bar for yourselves. In other words, you surround yourself with people who are just not your people anymore. They may have been the closest friends at some time in your life. They may have been your allies and the people that stood by you, through various stages. But maybe you're putting yourself in toxic relationships where you aren't really lifting yourself up, where you're spinning in a circle of people and situations that are bringing you down. If you're with anybody that gives you a negative feeling, like you say, I've got a great idea, I want to do this and this and this, and they go, yeah, but you don't have the skills for that, or you don't have the money for that, or you're not really very good at whatever. If people are saying those types of things, I think it's time to ask yourself, what is the point of that relationship if you're not getting the encouragement and the support that you need? It could be someone in your family, it could be someone very close, but in which case I think that's another whole set of skills you need to modify. But if it's someone that's a friend, in quotes, it's maybe time to let go of some of those toxic relationships. And the bottom line here, and Christine says it so beautifully, is treat yourself like someone you care for. If you would give this advice to a really good friend, give it to yourself. Give the advice to yourself that you need to separate yourself from those toxic relationships and situations. It could be a work relationship. It could be, an association. Whatever it is that's bringing you down, remove yourself from it. Treat yourself kindly. We always talk about kindness on this channel, about being kind to other people and, doing things for others. But do it for yourself too. Turn it around. The second thing is being too concerned with the opinions of others. Now, I've got something in my eye. Do you ever do that where you have something in your eye that is blinking, and it's like as if a shadow is coming? It's kind of mascara. Anywho, but sometimes, you just get so caught up with other people's opinions, and you take them so seriously, and you actually do believe that they're true. You believe that what people are saying is actually the truth. And it's really, really harmful for you to not worry about what other people think. And this is part of the freedom of aging. The freedom of aging is that you can be authentic. The judgment by others doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. You can just do your own thing, and you don't need them to agree with you or approve of it. It's just your thing. So stop taking the criticism of others or the comments of others seriously. It doesn't matter if they judge you, like that really doesn't suit you, that hairstyle, or did you know that color doesn't work for you, or, you know, whatever they say. This is your time. You do what you want. You do the things you want, and wear the things you want. Go to the places you want. You're free, fun-loving, adventurous, quirky, whatever adjectives or adverbs you use to describe you. I always, at some point in these conversations, like to ask you to describe yourself like, you know, I'm going to be aging, you know, blank, gracefully, you know, adventurously, ridiculously, creatively. I'm going to be aging wisely, well, adverbs that describe you, but that's you. You don't need anybody else to support you or to give you judgment. That's you. You lack assertiveness is the next one that Christine offers. And that is, you know, you can still be nice and be assertive. And it's like, well, I was going to say that, but I really didn't want to upset anybody, or I didn't want to say anything that would, you know, that would make me feel or make me appear to be contrary or difficult, or, you know, you can be assertive, you can be firm, but you don't have to be, you know, soft and, you know, what's the word, insipid, or, you know, just without character, without your belief systems guiding you and being visible to others. You don't have to hide behind that. Yes, of course you can be kind. And I find that always when you start your sentences with, in my opinion, comma, ... and then you say, I think that this situation, and then you describe your point of view. But if you start it with, in my humble opinion, or in my opinion, my view on this is, that's okay. That's firm. That's telling someone that you have a belief about something. It matters to you. But you don't have to be, you know, sort of worried that you're going to be assertive to the point of aggressive. It's a difference. So speak up, you know, speak up for what you believe in. And the next thing that that Christine talks about, which is maybe something that is a sign that you are, you know, just struggling with this self-image and this lack of confidence and sabotaging yourself in your 60s, is that you spend too much money on things that you don't need. Now, I know stress purchasing and, you know, money for good feelings and fun and just, you know, to fill those gaps in your life. I certainly have dealt with that in my life, and I still do to a certain extent. I like to buy gifts for people, and it's just taking me a real effort to, you know, to not go to an extreme with that. But buying things that you don't need, I think is really an important sabotage that we do ourselves, because then we end up with less money to actually buy the things that we need and the things we need to do, like pay the rent and buy food that we want. You know, we waste it. I know that this is challenging for women in our community, in our age group, and I can use my own experience to share this. Is that when I was young, I think I mentioned this probably before, is that I didn't have a lot. You know, we didn't have many toys or many. I never was given things just when I wanted them. You know, like, oh, Mom, I really would love that. You know, whatever. I always had to wait for Christmas or wait for the holidays or my birthday. I mean, that was sometimes months away. And, you know, I just had to wait. But when I had children of my own, I would say to myself, oh, I'm going to be different with them. You know, if they want something, I'm going to try my best to give it to them. And there were times in my early life with the kids where I couldn't do that either. I didn't have a lot when I was a single parent for some time. But I just, you know, just did the best I could with creative compromise. But as we got more stable and so on, I actually said, you know, when my children wanted things like, Mom, I really would love some drums, you know, I would really love this or that, you know, okay. And I would get them right away. And then they say, oh, well, maybe I really want a guitar. And, you know, it's like the questions to ask are, before you buy something, will I use it? Where will I put it? Do I really, 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 really need it? Oh, it's hard. I know shopping is one of the biggest boosters to our morale, boosters to our, you know, our self-image and our self-worth. But it's honestly really important that you investigate that. So the question that Christine asked is it a latte every day or a family vacation at the end of the year? It's a short-term versus long-term. So having that near-term view sometimes, you know, it impacts you for the longer term. Remember your long-term finances, your health, as you're buying those little trinkets or those little things that really, honestly, you either don't need, or the person you're buying it for, there's some other reason that you're buying that for them. Just be aware of your short-term intentions and the long-term goals. Put your heart over your head and vice versa. And this is a really good topic, actually. I would encourage you to read Christine's article, because she talks about certain things like day-to-day decisions, like, you know, buy makeup instead of electric bill, use your head. You know, it's logical that I don't need more makeup, but I need electricity in my house. You know, so that use your head for those short-term decisions. For the far-reaching decisions, like you're someone that you're in love with, that you want to maybe get married or live with or share with, that's maybe career. I'm going to start a business, or I'm going to do something with my career. That's a heart decision. It's also a head decision, because you have to decide on the practical aspects, but it's also a heart decision. You've got to, in your heart, feel that that's what you want to do and that's the right thing. The final thing I think that Christine talks about is failing to commit. You know, you say you're going to change something, you're going to let something go, you're going to, improve something in yourself, stop beating yourself up for whatever, too much weight, too much eating, too much whatever. You don't commit to it. So do that. Gratitude journals, write it down, tell a friend, commit on social media. That's one of the powers. But don't keep using those excuses as reasons for continuing to sabotage yourself. You know, like I wasn't able to even lose 20 pounds, or whatever you do to beat yourself up. It's really easy. Anyway, I hope this has been a helpful conversation, and it's not, honestly, it all came from the deepest part of my heart. Can you identify how you sabotage yourself? Maybe you'd like to share in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation. But know that you're loved here and respected, and whatever you choose to do, we know we're behind you 1,000,000%. But please tell your friends about 60andMe. Join our Patreon group, for example, our private supporters group, or just keep coming back to the videos here. I'd love to see you back here. Just subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and just know that we're here for you. And please be safe and well, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.